big news in Flyerland. With
Really?
just maybe small news. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jonesy.
Yeah.
Keith Jones.
Keith Jones
president,
hired as the president.
and Big Danny B.
That one we all knew.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like he had that intern title attached to him, but he does all the work. He's everywhere. I was in Reading last week, and he was there. Like he's a worker. Like Danny, he's a friend of ours. I played with him. I know him for 30-something years. He paid his dues.
Absolutely.
Listen, like you say, he went back to school.
Yeah.
Yep.
He took over that Portland team.
That's right.
Always been around. He did player development. He coached a game for me last year when my assistant coaches had COVID.
Oh, no way! I didn't know that.
It was my but I mean, like, so he doesn't want to coach, but he's willing to do everything, touch everything. He's a worker. He's on the road. He was in Switzerland a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like he's everywhere and well deserved. I'm happy for him as a friend, but I'm happy for him as the hockey guy. But he's and he's got a great. I think he's got a great personality, mind to do the job.
I agree.
It's a tough job.
Oh yeah.
Because I told you guys off air, and at the end of the day, we're all friends. But at the end of the day, probably going to have to fire me at one point. Hopefully not soon, but I mean, that's part of the job. You know, if you don't do your job or feel like the players are not listening to you anymore, well, guess what? You got to move on. And that's, as long as you know, that's fine. You know, it's not personal.
Yep.
It's business. It's not everybody can do that. But Danny, I know he's going to do it the right way for the organization. He'll put friendship aside with everybody, and he'll do what's the right thing to do for the organization.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
What's your relationship with Jonesy? Did you ever play with him?
No, never played with Jonesy. Got to know him, like, and Flyers alumni stuff.
Yeah.
I coached the team 2 years in a row with the alumni tournament there. We all know. What a guy. But I think, his personality, he's awesome. He's funny. He's witty. He's as funny as it comes. Like, he can roast somebody like nobody can.
Yeah.
But he knows the market. He's been around Philly for a long time, radio for 20 plus years, TV for 20 plus years, whatever. He lives here, know the pulse of the fans, know what the city needs, the city wants, and he's and he knows the players.
Knows all the players, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, he does TV, he goes to San Jose, that some players I'm sure our scouts don't know as well as he does.
Yeah.
Because he does TV and he does his homework, does his research, he's well prepared.
Exactly.
And he simplify everything for everybody to understand on TV. But my point is, he knows the game more just to be a guy who does the color guy next to the play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
He knows the players, knows the game for a long time. And I think it's a great fit. I think those two guys are going to work great together. And I think, I don't know, but Jonesy comes across like he's going to let Danny do his work. They're going to talk. They're going to have their opinion on stuff. And I think with Torts, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see it coming.
Me
I
neither.
Didn't know his name hadn't popped up, not at least on my network.
They did a hell of a job to keep it quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but I think it was like when it came out yesterday, I was like, this is genius. I mean, I really like Jonesy. I think he's the best in the game as far as,
Eddie Olczyk's name was out there more than Jonesy.
Yeah.
Jonesy's the Eddie Olczyk of Philly. Like, if I play with Eddie O. Great guy, super nice guy, knows the game. Same thing, same quality as Jonesy, but in Chicago.
Right.
Jonesy knows the market more than a lot of people here. He's been here longer than me.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very excited about the challenge because it is a challenge. There's a lot of work to do, but by saying that, I feel like the team's ahead of what people think. Like, you had Coots, you had Atkinson, and those guys were injured all year. These are big holes,
difference, yeah.
And as much as, like, I love Chuck, and I know Chuck got a bad rap in Philly, especially at the end. But for people to say he didn't try to make the team better, I got a hard time with that. Like, you tried to sign Ellis. Like, we lost Neskinen. I was there. We came off the bubble, walking downstairs there, and he's like, I'm done. I'm retiring. That's a kick in the stomach.
Yeah.
You're right.
So,
Big time.
And he goes out and tries to sign Ellis to get us better. He goes and get Atkinson. He goes and I know people with the Rustalainen trade, like, look at the playoffs right now. Gudis, he's a menace out there.
Oh, yeah.
You look at Luke Shen.
Yeah.
he's a menace out there. Why I'm saying that? Because you need guys like that in the playoffs. You know, you need guys that take you in the playoffs, and you need guys in the playoffs. And I think that Ristolainen's that guy. You know, he does make mistakes sometimes, but I feel he had a great year this year.
I agree.
He had a way better year.
Way better year. I think Shawzy's doing a hell of a job with him, teaching him the little things that he was missing as a defenseman. He's learning. He's got a hard coach to make sure he doesn't let it slide. And you get into the playoffs, you get guys like down your back end. Watch out, you know. And to go back to my point, I think the Flyers are not as far as people think they are.